Grandmaster Angel Caballas was to try to waste as little motion and time in your techniques as possible. So what we're going to concentrate on is two things: economicalness, simplicity, and directness. In everything that we do, you want to keep those particular three aspects in mind. Whatever we do with the stick, I want you to understand it's basically just an extension of the hand itself. So I'm going to show a technique, and then what I'll do from those techniques is break them down and go into the empty hand aspects of those same techniques. I'll also break it down in terms of what you would do if you had the blade in your hand as well. So what we're going to do is just focus in on some of those motions and movements of economicalness of the Serrada system. You also want to keep in mind your stepping. You never want to get too wide in your stepping in this particular system of martial arts. You always want to try to step economically, never trying to go too far beyond your own boundaries. You always want to try to keep everything condensed and tight. As Grandmaster Gilbertino explained earlier, actually the system is based upon the blade. So you can imagine trying to come out too far with the technique as far as delivery or even trying to defend yourself. So we always want to try to keep that body as tight as possible. Everything is always in tight and close. So we're going to start working on some basic stepping first. The first thing I want you to do is just kind of loosen up, take your weapon, just start flicking it, go around in circles, just loosen up the wrist, forearm area. That's it. Okay, grab your weapon. So you have that extension there. Choke up. Bang. Go right here. That's it. That's it. Step up for a second. Okay. One of the reasons in the Serrada system of Escrima that you do not expose the butt of the weapon is because Grandmaster Angel Caballas always felt that the weapon could be stripped pretty easily. So let's say you have some exposure here. He comes in with a technique, you see, it's very literally easy to take that weapon out because I have that extension there. You see what I mean? So if you got too much extension in your hand, it's very easy to take a weapon. You see in that motion, I have the weapon. So to prevent that, one of the ways to prevent that is to choke up right here. That was a basic technique that basically every system has. In the Serrada system and many other systems of Escrima, we call that a number one strike or number one area zoning. Okay? One of the basic strikes is always an inside block. Okay? From here, hit, and then lock. Okay? Slowing that down, what we're doing, countering, hitting to the hip, arm or elbow or hand, trapping, double trapping here, lock and block. What we call lock and block. I'll explain that a little later. If you have no technique or no weapon actually, this can be a punch. Same thing is here. You see? Or here. You see? You can always have that control factor on that particular technique as what we call a number one strike. Okay. Come on, please. Slowing that down. Number one strike, yeah? From here, it calls the number up. From here, you notice how we keep tight, okay? Some techniques will teach you how to do this. They'll tell you to do, you see, you're wide. But that area of the body is open at that point. Looks pretty, looks beautiful, okay? That hand can come in so quick, you see, that you can get counted. So you want to eliminate that. One way of doing that is always staying tight. You see that? If he throws that hand, bang! You see, you're right there, right away. Continue on with your technique.